Welcome back, everybody. Tonight we're going to be talking about Kara no Kyokai Movie 3, Remaining Sense of Pain. And with me, as just as before, when discussing these Garden of Sinners movies, is my good friend J-Chip from The J-Chip Show. How are you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good.
Nice.
What are you up to?
I'm not. I'm pretty good. Pretty good. He had a J Chip recently had a nice Dog and Scissors anime review. Please go check that out on his channel.
Yeah,
It's
I,
about a girl with scissors and a dog.
yeah. I promise you that anything is better than watching the actual anime.
Anything,
Any,
but
well, almost anything.
but
Humping a cactus naked would probably be terrible, and I'd probably rather watch Dog and Scissors. But it's a good idea.
humping a cactus naked. Well, you know what's better than humping a cactus naked is Garden of Sinners movie 3, Remaining Sense of Pain.
Yeah,
So this movie takes place in 1998, like July, I think, and
yeah.
so it's time wise compared to the first two. The movie two is a prequel to everything, and then movie one I think takes place in like the fall of
Yeah.
1998. So this is just before movie one, but after movie two.
It's
Just
in the summer.
it's in the summertime. We found you waiting in the summer, um, which is another anime.
So so
Uh,
if it was just movie one, two, and three, this is technically the second movie.
yes, if you were to watch these in chronological order, which I kind of, I mean, I guess you could do that, but it doesn't really matter.
So it would be movie two, then movie
Jesus.
three, and then movie one.
All right. If everyone's gonna be massively confused, whatever. It's the third movie, and it's pretty good, and it's about this. So we have our crew, our Sundere Scooby, as I call her, Shiki, as they pronounce it in Japanese, which always throws me off because it's Shiki, as I would read it. But whenever, I don't know if you notice, whenever they address her, they always say Shiki, like they pronounce it like that. So, like, it's hard for me as an American to, like, pronounce it like that. But fucking
Yeah,
Shiki, um, and her crew. You got her. You have Toko, who's the chain smoker, information gatherer, arm repairer kind of person. We don't really know what she's up to at this point, besides kind of finding info and relaying it to her muscle, which is Shiki. And then I wish I could say he's the brains of the operation, but he kind of is more like the heart. Is Mikia, who's the guy with the glasses, and
and he's not taking a nap for an hour.
he's not taking a nap in this one. Although he does not really contribute a lot to the team. I mean, he finds a little bit of information here and there, but he's kind of just along for the ride. But he's a really good guy, and this movie tries to really feed you that he's a really nice guy. But at the beginning, there's not really nice guys because the movie opens with this purple hair girl named Fujino Asagami who is getting raped. And
Yep.
if you're someone that is, I would say, sensitive to that sort of thing or topic, uh, I don't know, maybe skip like first like 10 minutes of this movie because that's like the scene that introduces that you get introduced to in the film, and
I
it's
mean, it's not like it's the worst rape scene I've ever seen in my life.
there you go.
Like,
It could be worse. Yeah, it's not.
yeah,
It's not really like dragged out. It's done pretty professionally, I guess. It's and it really
it's.
feeds into like the rest of the story.
I mean, like it makes sense, like in terms of story and what the character like goes through and shit.
Yeah. Um. So this girl does not seem really normal. She doesn't seem to react to anything these guys are doing, and she basically has no sense of feeling anything. She doesn't feel pain. Um, she obviously, like I said, doesn't like react to a lot of the stuff, which these like douchebag rapist guys don't like. So,
Yeah,
so they do a bunch of fucked up shit to her, and then uh, they don't kill her, but I guess they wish that they did because whatever they did to her, which I guess I won't disclose everything in this, what they did to her awakens this mystical power within her, this amazing, like, telekinetic ability to, like, seriously fuck up their lives. Like, she, like,
Yeah.
one by one, she tracks them down and, contorts their bodies and shit and snaps them in half like elfin lead.
To be PG about it, she basically forced them to play Twister.
Yeah, she actually does say twist. So yeah, she rips them apart with these invisible elfin lead arms, as I like to think, one by one, and then that obviously gets the attention of the Scooby Gang. Because actually, I think that their attention was grabbed because she was. I think it was initially because she was missing. Because she was like a normal. Fujino was like a relatively normal girl before this. Like, she attended the same school as Mikia's little sister. And we find that out because they hang out together and Shiki finds them in like a restaurant or something. And so she was relatively normal before this. And I could be remembering it wrong, but I think that the initial reason that Toko gets dragged into this is because it's sort of because she has gone missing, and then all these murders start popping up. And Toko, being as smart as she is, and knowing the underworld kind of like she does, she puts two and two together and says, something's up here. And Mikia helps out in the sense to investigate. Shiki is kind of sitting in the corner being a tsundere with her, I need to take a shit face that she has in her, what do we call it, Santa Claus jacket?
Yeah.
Her Santa Claus jacket, which reminds Mikia of strawberries. And then, so Mikia goes to investigate, and we unravel what actually happened to this girl, why she's taking out her revenge, and how this event really changed her, her personality-wise and physically. And so, yeah, it's investigating these like crazy murders, these crazy revenge murders that are happening. And part of it is actually interesting because Mikia is struggling to keep the last of the living rapists alive, because all his friends are dead, and he knows that this dude's next, and they're sort of helping out this rapist dude, even though what he did is disgusting. And there's this really interesting scene where he's describing like what they did to Mikia, and it's gotta be rough for him because he's trying to help this dude, but he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd be able to help this dude out. I mean, I don't know. I really like that scene, when he was like sort of like interrogating him, asking him what happened. Like, but I mean, I guess he probably doesn't deserve to get ripped into pieces. So yeah, so they try and help him out and unravel what's going on, and it has some cool action sequences with Shiki versus Fujino, which is so far the coolest fight of the series. And it's got some cool anime powers. Here we go. Here's a phrase that you can repeat on these movies: awesome animation and amazing music, and yeah, it has all
what?
that.
You know what? Fuck the animation. Fuck the music. It was shit.
All right, there you go. See you next week. No. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I had to like rank them, I still like movie 1 better than this, because I found it more. It was just more interesting. Like, the whole thing about like the suicidal hospital place was like, the fun part of that was finding out like what the fuck was going on, and then it hits you with really cool action. In this one, it's kind of like, it hits you with this disturbing imagery, but then it's kind of just like overpowered revenge until like we can stop her. Like, and it's kind of not as cool. You said would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree, kind of. I felt like it was trying to be movie one, but it was sort of just being movie two again. In the
Yeah,
sense that it was a little bit slow because movie two, well, it was a good movie. It was a little slow, and I'd say a good majority of this film was pretty slow.
yeah, same. And it's also only 57 minutes, but it felt longer.
Yeah.
Like it feels longer than
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it definitely felt longer than maybe the first movie.
Yeah. Um, but I think I liked it better than two because but like the nature of two is it's like the prequel, like how they met kind of deal, and then it
Yeah.
has some other cool stuff in it. This,
Yeah,
I
this
mean, has like this. If you want like the actiony kind of stuff, this one would be the best of the three so far. But and then
I don't know about that.
really,
I feel
well,
like the first one had a bit more action and it looked just about the same really.
because she fights. Yeah, I guess because she fights the hospital girl at the end,
Yeah.
and then her fucking arm gets. Oh, we find out how her arm got missing in this movie.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you're watching this for the first time and haven't watched the first two
I mean,
Cardinal
let
Kyokai
me
movies,
just.
then you can eat a dick because you're a pleb.
Her arm gets ripped off by fucking Fujino.
Her hair is black.
Or her or her arm got like really fucked up, so I think she actually cut it off because she says later in the movie that
Yeah.
she had to kill her arm. Oh, and we also find out about the mythic eyes of death perception, this thing that they've been talking about for a couple movies. So Shiki basically has this Sharingan ability that her eyes turn really pretty blue and red, and she has the ability to see the death in things, is how they put it. So basically, like when she looks at stuff, she can see how it would die or how it can be stopped. So she could like sever limbs really easily because she could see like where they're weak, and kind of stuff like that. They'll explain it more in other movies, but yeah. So I don't want to as much as I don't care about spoilers. I actually think people should watch this, so I don't want to spoil really what happens at the end. But there is a really cool fight between between Fujino and Shiki, and you got telekinesis versus knife, because that's really what she has. Knife and Santa jacket and a kimono.
Yeah.
You know,
And
go ahead.
and black hair.
And black hair. For being a protagonist with such little accoutrements of dealing damage, Shiki handles herself very well. She just has this little knife, and
Yeah.
that's all she really needs.
Yeah.
Because this Fujino girl can fuck shit up. But
Imagine if she just shows up with a sword.
and black hair.
Yeah, and black hair.
But yeah, I would say that if people were watching the series, or as someone that is watching the series, this does nothing to take me away from it. It does not make me want to drop it. In fact, it made me want to check out some more if they're similar to this. Go ahead.
I felt like the ending to this movie worked really well. Like
Yes.
it really does get you pumped up for movie 4.
Yeah, because like the death perception eye stuff, they kind of tell you towards the very end, so then it makes you like, okay, how does this really apply to other shit?
It feels like it's not spoiling me
Yeah.
of what's going to happen. But also it kind of is, because we're like literally in the middle of the timeline.
Yeah. It also introduces the sister character. Mikia has a sister named what is her name? I don't know if it's actually Asuka. So Asuka,
Yeah.
she's in like one or two scenes in this. She'll play a bigger part later in the movies, but she is probably my least favorite character in the whole thing because she loves her brother a whole lot for some weird reason. So much so that she doesn't want him hanging out with Shiki. Which, if you know anything about Shiki and his like initial relationship from the second movie, it's probably good for him that she doesn't want her brother hanging out with him.
Yeah.
But that's not the reason why she doesn't want it to happen. She's full-on Akisora here. But yeah, it was a really, really solid film. I definitely want to watch more. Beautiful, as always. Really good music. Awesome blood, like always. Really dark, gruesome imagery in this. Definitely a mature anime film. Not a whole lot of silly stuff. Not a lot of jokes going on. Besides...
About,
Oh, go ahead.
it's more about. It's not about the birds and the bees. Well, there is birds and the bees, but it's not in the friendly way.
Yeah. There is I said that there's not really any humor. There is a little bit at the beginning which I found funny. Do you remember when Toko can't she doesn't have money to pay Mikia this month for his like services because she also is broke? So it reminded me of like Cowboy Bebop where they're like all on the boat not on the boat. They're all on the ship and they're all like they can't even like eat. Because, like, here's Toko, she can't even pay Mikia to solve cases because she doesn't even have money. And then, they're just trying to, like, bum money that they don't have off of one another. And it's kind of funny. But aside from that, a very, very serious, dark film with a really solid ending. An ending that I did not... It ended unexpectedly, I will say. Like, not in a negative way. It ended... I did not think the actions at the end would turn out the way that they did.
It ended just right.
Yes, it was a pleasant surprise that made me want to watch more.
Yeah. It's just that metal stuff was kind of boring.
Yeah. It does, it falls victim to the same sort of UFO table, Tight Moon, pretentious, really long, drawn out conversations about not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I recommend watching it. If you're into Karno Kyokai, this isn't gonna push you away. And hopefully, movie 4, The Hollow Shrine, which we will talk about next, will kind of do the same. Is there anything else you wanted to say about this film?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. She had black hair.
Yeah.
Except for Fujino.
Also, the director worked on Inuyasha.
He did he?
Yeah, he worked on the key animation for the 4th movie.
Oh, I've never seen that movie. Another reason for people to tell me I'm not an actual fan. I own it and I still haven't seen it. It's the one movie.
Why don't you just? Yeah. Don't worry, I haven't seen any of the Inuyasha movies.
Yeah, well, because Justin's not a real Inuyasha fan. All right. If you've seen this movie, let me know what you thought about it down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you hate us? Do you love us? Let me know. I got a Patreon link down there. Also, check out Justin's channel, The J Chip Show. It's quite good. He also talks about Japanese cartoons. And we will see you guys in the next video. See ya!